What's up, Levi? You good? Put these in my pocket. Hey, oh, almost tripped over it.
Hi, Jonathan.
Yeah, you can.
And
Yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna get my light up here and go over a few things on this. I'm gonna get my light. Then you might be sleeping. How can I mount? How can I get this up in the ear? I will do something like that, I think. All right. Not the best lighting. Let's see here. Go over some things, some inspection. That's not good. That's way loose. That could be some issue. I'm trying to see what. Actually, this one might not be terrible to do, except for that back one. I'm just looking at the valve covers here. That's way loose. But still, 40-year-old cord gaskets aren't going to seal. I don't like that at all. This should probably be turned to there so it doesn't pull on that wire so hard. Why is that? Oh, is that some kind of oxidation? And check the other side as well. Ew, that's all sticky there. Hey, Shuggy Nana is here. That's awesome. That's awesome. What we got here? That's tight. What are these vacuum lines? These All right, that one's holding up. This one might be more of a pain to do. I think we're gonna have to take the alternator off to get this one out. Yeah, that might be easier. Just take the alternator off to get this valve cover out. Looks like 15 millimeter, 13 millimeter, and a plug or two. And obviously take the serpentine belt off. We can do that. That's going to be not today. No, ma'am. That's not a twin cam. It is the usual. It's a 3.8 V6. The Buick. You heard of the Grand National. This is the T-type. Single. In. It's not an overhead valve. Again, it's like the small block Chevy where the camshaft is in the block. Push rod motor. Yeah, it's a push rod motor. You know, your typical valve covers, cams in there, push rods are here, rocker arms are right underneath there. So one camshaft drives both banks. It is, the original setup with a single turbo. I believe, I'm trying to think here. Hang on with me a minute. I'm trying to think back in the day. I don't think this is the original turbo, though. I think we did. I think we did burn up a turbo on this one as well as mine. But I don't remember, did we? Maybe we did do a stock replacement on it. Yeah, because everything looks like a stock size. We did not upgrade, I don't think. I think the chrome cover is throwing me off right now of it. That's what's throwing me off. But from what I understand, it is a stock turbo on this Buick 3.8. Let's see. It has the if we look in the back, it has the coil pack ignition, which if you look down, it's hard to see with the lighting sucks, but in that area there's a cam sensor. The cam sensor is used for fuel injector timing, and I believe on the crank is the crank trigger, and I believe that's for ignition timing. I have to look. Yeah, it's thanks. What is that? Neckbeard? Is it Neckbeard? Oh, Neckbeard 1. Okay, hey, yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's clean. It was my dad's. It's basically a 34,000 mile 86 Buick Regal T-Type. Probably spent more time in this garage than it did outside, obviously. So it does need to be dusted off and cleaned, which I'm going to give it a detail at one point. That is coming. But as for right now, it does need valve cover gaskets, which I have, and I'm going to work on getting those on. It might be more till spring because it's starting to get cold, unless I, really get ambitious. But for now, I'm going to plan more towards the spring to put those on. And at that point, I may go and clean everything up real nice on it. I still need to clean up the interior a little more. And of course, like I said the other night on the live the other night, I am having to repaint the header. You can see where the paint got burned with the buffer on it. So I have to repaint. I got to strip the header down and repaint that, which I'm kind of bummed, but that's what we're going to do. So the rest of the car is just, it's the original paint, original interior. I like to brag about this car. I'm sorry, and I hope I don't seem cocky, but it was my dad's. And now it's, unfortunately, with life events, it's now mine. So I'm going to try and do what I can to keep it nice. I don't want to do anything to it other than regular maintenance and taking care of it. However, we have this dog here, which is pretty much done. We got the alternator fan situation straightened out, which I'm going to open the hood here and show you guys. So let me get a light. We're going to switch vehicles here from the 80s Beast to the 90s LT1 Gen 2. So as you can see, this was swapped out. It has a different new pulley on it. So what happened was in my stupidity with the other setup, I forgot to put the spacer. There's a spacer that goes on the back side of the pulley here. So the mating surface on the back side, you put the spacer in so it pinches this fan. There's a bushing, I don't know if you can see it in there. There's a bushing there, and you put that spacer in there. So when you tighten this, it sandwiches this in between the spacer and bushing. As you can see, as of right now, it won't move. The other one I could spin. So in my stupidity, I forgot to put that spacer in the other one. Unfortunately, with taking it off, I bent it all up, boogered it, blah, blah, blah. So luckily, I had this one off of another alternator. So I did that with the spacer, and now it seems good. So lesson learned, I need to pay closer attention to certain things when I take them apart, so that when I put them back together, they'll work the way they should. So that being said, the alternator is good, ready to go. The Everything else is pretty. The other thing I want to do yet, I have a bracket, an L bracket I'm going to put here so I can grab these ignition wires, and it's hard to see. Let me see. But you can see how the wires hit the steering knuckle there. So I want to see if I can get an L bracket off the cylinder head here, and then grab these and pull them all up and away like that. So that way they're not laying on the steering knuckle. At a loss for words here. Bear with me. So that's what's with that. And let's see. The only thing we got left on this car really to do, which is not a must, is to run the ground wire. I'm going to run a welding cable for a ground wire. Probably come through somewhere around where that is and mount it somewhere up like in here or here. And then I can run auxiliary grounds off the starter and bell housing. Let me pull this down. I like to leave stuff a little close, especially because I won't be probably working on this for a while. So I'm going to put the hood down. I'm going to do the same thing over here with the Buick. Not all the way down, but just cover it up. All right, let me walk. See here, I'm going to walk to the back here. Hang up here. So, I'm trying to get stuff organized. Of course, the light will not cooperate with me. Come on. Really? We're doing this, huh? We're doing this. You're going to give me a hard time. You miserable SOB. Always ridiculous. Anyway, I'm tired of messing with it. So,
She's on the phone.
Okay.
She's on the phone saying about her children.
Okay, well then she is.
She's been awake. Okay.
So the next thing we got to do is I want to remount the holes here for the battery lid. So the new fasteners fit a little better. So I have to do that next. So that way I can put the lid back on the battery like that. That light is useless. Let me put it up here. Hang with me here. So that way the battery can stay sealed. That way I can charge it since I have a charging hookup now, an external charging. So I don't have to take this apart to charge the battery. I can do it there now. So that makes life easier with that. You guys know with the dash, I'm still working on which is I have to mix up some epoxy, but you can see the bottom part of the dash is now missing. It was there the other day. Here, this piece here is missing. Hard to see, and then there's that mounting hole. So I have to redo a little bit so that way it mounts the way it should. So that way it looks factory then. So that's kind of what I'm going for. So I have a fiberglass disc that's left over from when I drilled out the dash. So I have one of those discs, and I'm going to epoxy that to the back side of that mount. And then I'm going to come up with a spring nut and an Allen head screw to mount that in there better so it looks all factory. But we're getting there. It's like I said, it's been a while. Yes, I tried to label that and the paint marker ran, so now I got this really long tail on the R, but I guess it is what it is. I'm not too concerned about it. So that's what we have going on there with the car. Trying to think if nothing else I can think of right now that's happening other than we're going to do a lot of, I think at this point it's just going to be a lot of cleanup work. Maybe not so much now, but I'm going to jump over and start working on cleaning that thing up on the interior. And I got to figure out how to get that grill and the emblem out unbolted out of there, so that way that can be ready for paint when the weather cooperates. But for now, it's up on stands, and that's where it's going to stay for the next couple months till the weather gets nice and I can paint it. So, um, but that's all that's happening. I figured I'd check in with you guys. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm running out of material to do lives on, to be perfectly honest. I think that's the thing. Put such a poured so much into doing the work on the Camaro to get it done before it's cold. The problem now is running out of jobs. So I may do one where I assemble that bottom piece and get a final look at the dash that it looks factory. That's kind of what I'm going for. Is, when I'm in the staging lanes or whatever, someone looks at the car, I mean, obviously it looks like a race car. You're going to think that from the outside when you see it. When you look at the car from the outside, you're going to see the slicks, you're going to see the roll bar and all that. It's a race car, but when you look inside, I want it to look as original as possible. Is kind of the what I'm going for. So that's why I'm kind of painstakingly trying to make that piece fit uh, the way it did from the factory. So that's why that's taken actually some hours to do. So then it does. No big deal. Big jobs are kind of done. We got the dash done. That was a big, how should I say, a big concern for me if I could even do it. And a lot of hours, and was able to get it done, and it works. And I think it looks good, that dash. And it's functional. And now with that new dash piece on top, it kind of completes the whole dash the way it looks. I'm happy with it. Perhaps, I don't know if we can do anything to help with the lighting here. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me first get it, and I still got stuff to throw away. See if I can get. Bear with me here, guys. I can't reach the darn light. There we go. Hopefully it comes in here. Whoops! Oh my goodness. See if I can hang my light here, if it'll cooperate. Whoa. Oh, so much for a roll bar being handy. Okay, so I'm going to switch it around, but yeah, so that is the dash. I've showed guys before, so I don't know if anybody else tuned in, but a lot of hours. And then now we have the new dash piece up here that's not cracked. So it gives a nice fit and helps it to look original. And I think it just looks cleaner. So I'm pretty happy with it. In fact, let me close the door here. If you look, I have the dash that was in it here. Let me pull this out. You can see it's cracked there. This is kind of, I don't know, see what that's all broken. Pieces here. It's pretty busted up. So to have it where it looks like the original piece, not cracked and good, that's great. So that'll be good. So yeah, so that's all I have going on. Just like I said, it's gonna get to the cold part of the year, and wanted to get as much done as possible. I just didn't expect to make this much headway. So basically, fast forward, if we don't get that ground run, yeah, I do have some recorded stuff. It's just, it's been, gosh, with everything going on with life and just different things that are happening, I haven't had the time to put into prepping a pre-recorded videos for content. Like I said, I want to do one with the Buick when we do the valve cover gaskets. But there's stuff involved, editing, stuff like that. And plus too, the stuff I need to do that costs money that I don't really have right now. So I just resort to doing lives right now just to get content. Excuse me, just to get content out there. So um, I am going to work on that. That's something I have been having on the back burner. Like July, I started thinking, I really need to start getting regular videos up instead of just doing lives. But that was about the same time when my dad's health went, and everybody knows the whole deal with that. Now with caring for my mom and just life in general, I just haven't had time to put into for um, pre-recorded live. But yes, I have been thinking about it, and I want to do one. I just haven't had the ability to. So hopefully soon I get something out there. But for now, just do the lives. For now, to try and just stay active. So. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, so basically, even if I didn't touch this car until April, this car would be ready for the track. Uh, that's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about putting your nose where it don't belong. I get it. My channel, mine's different. I do it when I can. A lot of these creators, that's how they make their bread. So they have to put out content. I know some people 3, 4, 5 videos a day. I'm lucky if I get one video out a week. Like I said, I have a daytime gig and everything else, and family life and other stuff going on. So if I'm able to, I can put something together. Things have just been crazy, and people know that. So yes, appreciate the thought. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, basically the way the car sits right now would be totally ready for the 2026 racing season. So that being said, that doesn't mean I'm not going to do the ground thing. I'm just kind of easing off on it. Like I said, the wire that I would need is very expensive. It's over $100 for me to get 15 foot of the wire that I need to do it. So it will happen. If it doesn't happen, we can still run the car as is. I am still going to finalize stuff on a dyno day where we can take the car up and do some dyno pulls, do some tuning, get some horsepower numbers. So I'll see about maybe doing a video, definitely do a video if that comes together. So that's where that is. I'm also waiting on to see the status where Lloyd's going to fit in the picture now with the whole events that happened with the house fire and everything there. I want to see where he's going to be at, if he's going to be involved or to what extent he's going to be involved, and if we need to bring, other people in to help out, or if it's just going to be solely me. We're going to wait and see what happens with that. A lot of things up in the air, but as far as actual putting videos out there, I'll I might be just doing lives for a little bit yet until I can start getting some stuff together, more solid stuff. Um, so with that being said, excuse me, I'm fighting allergies right now. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and back out here. I am going to get some interior pieces because I kind of want to make the rear of this car of the Camaro. It's missing a panel there, and I don't know if I can fit a panel here or not. But I know I can fit the factory plastic, and I would close that all up. So what would be nice is because that factory hole there, I wouldn't get tire smoke filling in the car if I have that panel. So there'll definitely be a panel there, I'm hoping, to help finish the car up, give it a more finished look. I don't think I'll be able to do anything over here because the place of the battery box is out, I think, too far. Although I could, make a template and cut it out and all that stuff. So I don't know. I may do that. I may not. I don't know yet. It would help the car look a little more factory. and be kind of, funny to see. But we'll see how everything plays out from there. But for now, I would say we're 95% ready for 2026. I'm going to talk to somebody hopefully this week about getting decals printed up, the Do It for Hank decals. I'm going to get some printed up for the car. And yeah, I guess the other thing too, I got to figure out too. Some people, I'm not saying on here, but people outside in the real world, if you will, are saying about that I need to offer merch. And then my guy that I had making shirts and stuff, who did embroidery, did a really great job, by the way. He moved to Maryland. Um, and do you have winters like Indiana clear until February, March? Yeah, at least March. Sometimes April can be touch and go here in PA. I don't like to run the car anytime it gets below like 45 degrees, 50 degrees. What ends up happening is, yeah, the cold is nice because you get cool, dense air in the engine and you can make a lot of power. The problem with that as well is you don't get the heat transfer. Um, so, in other words, in the engine, so you can get cold spots in the engine. So, when you're revving, 6,000, 7,000 RPMs, depending on where those cold spots are, that's where you're going to get parts breakage. So when it gets like 50-ish degrees, I get kind of to the point where I start parking stuff for the year because that's just, and the other issue as well is the ground's cold. So you're not, you start running into traction issues no matter how much you heat up the slicks. If you heat them up too much, they get greasy. You don't heat them enough, they're going to chirp and spin. So it's too much of a gray area when it gets below 45, 50 degrees. So I usually park the stuff. Um, so when we made the call to park it, we were kind of looking at certain things. So Maple Grove opens. It used to be the last weekend in March. The problem with that is the track's real green, that there's no rubber down. So the earliest I usually go is like mid to late April would be the soonest that I would feel comfortable making a pass down there. I know Island Dragway runs, I think, almost till the middle of December. But a lot of the stuff that runs is daily drivers and stuff. I know Maple Grove's starting to do this winter no prep stuff, which hey, God bless him if you have money to waste and just throw down the toilet. I don't. I mean, these guys are taking $100,000 cars down the track and smashing them because there's no traction and just the grip is marginal. And when you put that much horsepower when it's that cold, something's got to give. So uh, it's more power to them. To me, I don't feel comfortable between the temperatures with parts, with traction. I just don't feel comfortable running when it's that cold. However, if I had my Dodge Ram and I just felt like the hell of it, I really need to get a speed buzz. Maybe I'd do that. I'd take it down the track and just freaking run the shit out of it and just, hey, whatever. Um, yeah, that's just it. Anything in December, you're not going to get hook. And that's my thing. When it gets certain, when the ground gets to a certain temperature, you're not going to get hook. Basically, you're pissing in the wind, in my opinion. So, um, usually by October, we park our stuff. And usually I don't get out till April or May is when I get around to getting my stuff out of here in PA. So we're going to see what happens. We got some months, cold months coming up here. We got, like I said, the Camaro is basically done other than the ground wire. I could run it the way it is. So, but we'll see what happens. The hard stuff's done, and the stuff that need to get done is done on the Camaro. So we're basically ready for 2026 already. I wasn't expecting it already, but hey, it happened. So that's good. We're a little ahead of schedule on the Camaro. The Buick, yeah, we're gonna do some work on that. And like I said, the biggest thing is going to be the paint. Once we get the paint done, the valve, well, obviously do the valve covers first, and then do the paint, and then put that back together and get that ready for the cruising season. I don't know. I don't think we do. I don't think they have them this late. I'm trying to think for a minute. There's one or two guys who run demo derbies at work. I could ask them, but I usually when the fairs are done, and they're usually done like September. I think the demo derbies are done around the same time that the fairs are done, but I'm not 100% sure. So, I may, I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm kicking around the idea of uh, putting some cheater slicks on the Buick, and maybe just for old time's sakes, make one or two passes down the quarter mile with it, just to see if she still got it. Um, just as a tribute passes, if you will, with it. So I may do that. I'm kicking around that idea. Once it's all obviously, once it's ready, and we have to put cheater slicks on it. So I may do that. I don't know yet. But we'll see if that comes into works. The main focus right now is the Camaro. Get the Camaro. We're going to run the Camaro. We're going to do the that's going to be our main pony. The Buick, if we can get it that it doesn't ping at high RPM, she's going to lay down. I'm guessing she's going to lay down a 13.1, possibly a 12.9, but it'll be definitely like low 13-second pass, I think. Hey, bud, what's wrong? What you got? Whoa! Show that. Let me see that. You don't want to show your artwork? Fine.
Why not?
Well, I don't know why you don't want to show it. Okay, you can put it there. That's fine. So yeah, so we're gonna see what the old Buick has. I'm pretty sure she still has it in her. I think it's just a matter of plugs.
Okay, I guess so.
And stuff in her, and just a little bit of a tune-up. I think she'll be fine. So I may do that as a like a tribute. As a tribute, I don't know if she'll do 12.7. She's never done a 12.7. Then again, we never had cheater slicks on her. So what are you doing? What, you're messing with my camera? There's your drawing. See, now they can see their Christmas tree, what you drew, and your present you drew. So yeah,
Some cookies here, Levi.
you can go check those out. So yeah, so that might be, I don't know, maybe 12. And it's a stock cam, so I don't know if 12.7 is possible, but I'm wondering if it does Dad did the best at the 13.10 with it, and that was without cheater slicks. So I'm wondering if maybe she could break into like a. I would totally be blown away if she went 12.9. I would be totally blown away. But we'll see. This is just something in my head right now that's going. So that we might do. That might be like a one or twice this season deal, is getting her out and running her out, just to see. But I don't want to make that the main deal as far as running the track, because of just obvious reasons. But maybe do some tribute stuff with her. So that's, I think, going to see if finances are available, where we could get some cheater slicks on her. See what she does. I would love, 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 love to get her back at the track. Get some cheer slicks on there. See what she can do. She's a beaut. I'm so lucky. So lucky. But like I said, the main focus is a Camaro. That's our drag queen, if you will. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. I'm going to sign off here. I still got some work to do. I got to defrost the sliders on the freezer on the refrigerator. The track is stuck, so I have to take a heat gun and do all that. So I got like husband, dad stuff to do. So I'm going to sign off here, guys, and that's going to be all for now. So until next time, watch out for each other. Take care of each other. We'll see you next time right here on Big E's, and do it for Hank. See you later. Bye. Okay, it's close.